What's up, Super Players? It's your homie C-Rod, and in today's video, we have 10 decks that you could build in Dragon Ball Super card game that are extremely powerful and budget friendly. You will not be breaking the bank with these decks. Obviously, you can make each one of these decks as expensive as you want, depending on how much money you want to waste. But I'm going to give you these 10 decks that are extremely budget and powerful. And like this Vajax deck, all you have to do is literally just buy 2 Vajax starter decks and you got the pretty much skeletal structure of the entire deck. So in order to build this deck, just buy 2 starter decks. You'll get a playset of the Unison, which is a finisher on its own because it's a dual attack and your leader gives them double strike. How awesome is that? You'll only have to drop 30 bucks and drop a little bit of extra dollars, maybe $5-10 more, and you could get yourself the whole Trunks Elite engine, which is the Trunks that brings out the Vegeta in order to fuse into Vajax. And you can run some counters in here like Power Burst. You don't have to drop ridiculous money. Skip out on the super combo Vegeta if you are on a budget, and just run with any super combo like this Bibbidi. And this Majin Buu is a rare that helps you draw, and obviously the Vajax package isn't even expensive since they're not even shiny, and it's a double strike finisher. And then if you buy obviously 2 starter decks, you'll get the Vegeta and Trunks engine that come out for free and deal some damage. Vajax is one that is definitely budget. If you want to make it budget, you could drop extreme amount of money and make that deck extremely broken and meta. But I'm just going over these decks right now that are awesome for beginners to try out, like this full power Jiren the Unstoppable. Now this is an awesome leader, one of my favorite leaders to play. It's able to bring out Universe 11 members onto the field by taking a life, self-awakening. Then this guy is immortal. And in order to build this deck, guys, you don't even need expensive cards. Like most of the cards are common and cost cents, like this Kake, this dual color Jiren that comes out onto the field, 25k body, this Blade Casserole that's honestly the spammer of the Universe 11 members, drop like $3 on the finisher Absolute Justice Jiren. Some dual color energy right here, doesn't cost too much, maybe $3. If you want to get some promos, this promo is like $2 now. You don't have to get the hollow one. You could get yourself the common one, and then some unison action in here, and then the big boss finisher that's probably less than $5. Honestly, this deck right here is extremely budget. Even the promos don't even cost that much if you want to build a Jiren deck. I definitely highly recommend a Jiren deck. Just search up in TCG Player, click on the description where it says buy Dragon Ball cards, and you can buy yourself any of these decks. Just search up the card. Most of these decks cost cents if you make it like that. We got Toa right here, which is from the Ultimate Deck, and the Ultimate Deck doesn't cost too much. This is probably one of the most expensive ones you can build if you really want to build it extremely boss-like. But you don't even have to. Most of these cards you could actually just get by buying the Ultimate Deck, which comes with this awesome leader that allows you to pretty much bring out all the Agent of Destruction cards and use the Dark Dragon Balls, which is extremely awesome in order to search for the awesome plays. And to be honest, guys, this deck is not that expensive either, since you get one of the boss cards, which is the Lord Slug right here, and you get it when you buy the Ultimate Deck, and you can run any super combo you want, like this Master Roshi. Extremely budget. You don't have to have all the cards shiny in this deck. You even get a Topo in here, which makes this Ultimate Deck extremely valuable, especially since this one is shiny. Pretty darn sick. Like I'm telling you guys, this Majin Buu is pretty much the whole playmaker of the deck. Just throw in some other Agents of Destructions like the Lord Slug, and you got yourself an extremely powerful deck, which is also very shiny and awesome to look at. Toa, not a bad deck to build. It's one of the pricier ones because you do have to buy the Ultimate Deck, but it's definitely worth it if you want a shiny budget deck. Then let's talk about one of my favorite decks, which is this Vegito deck, which is multicolor. Now this Vegito deck, guys, is awesome because it makes all Goku and Vegetas multicolor. And this deck is extremely budget. This leader probably cost 5 cents or probably less. This is an extremely budget deck. This is from the anniversary box. You can literally get these cards for probably less than $1, and that's what makes the deck. The super rare finisher of the deck, which is this Vegito Rush Ssb, which is a triple strike, destroy your opponent's hand, destroy your opponent's field, destroy. It just kills. This guy is only about $1 or $2, and it's the finisher of the deck, and it's what's going to kill your opponent. And this Vegito right here can be expensive if you get it shiny. You don't even have to get it shiny, and you got yourself this awesome Vegito deck. If you guys want to check this Vegito deck out in action, you could do so. And Ssb now got a reprint, guys, so it's not even that expensive to buy yourself a Ssb anymore. And then you can run some budget negates like after image technique. There's no need to drop $80, $70 on a negate, guys. If you really are on a budget, just go with after image technique. It does some pretty darn beast-like damage. It does what it needs to do. It'll survive a turn. Then we got Turles right here. Turles is another deck that I really wanted to talk about that's extremely budget and powerful. This deck right here is utilizing all the pretty much Turles Corpse Force, and you're going to be comboing a lot of cards and bringing out your Turles minions onto the field, and then you're able to get the Fruit of Might, just like in the anime. Turles is going to eat the Fruit of Might, and it gives double strike to your attacking card, which is extremely powerful to go for game with. And this card is not even hollow. You could get the hollow one, which makes it more expensive, but this card ain't even that expensive, and it's a double strike power boosting card that could finish the job. You could go in with some very budget unison cards. You don't have to drop money on some extremely expensive unison cards. I'm not saying these decks are going to win first place all the time, but they can definitely beat a meta deck here and there if you're a good player. Most of the cards in this deck are common cards that cost literally cents, and throw some black cards in here. Why not? Like this Fu, which is a double strike, draw 2 for 1 energy. This card isn't even that expensive if you get it non-hollow, especially since they reprinted it. Most of this deck is extremely budget. The SR for this deck isn't even that much either, so definitely go with Turles if you want to, or Zamasu. I know there's a lot of Zamasu fans out there, and Zamasu is not a bad choice either. You could definitely do some damage since most of the cards are common, like the Zamasu 1-drop and the Goku Blacks. These allow you to get extra energy. These allow you to get extra energy, and then you can just bring out Goku Blacks and Zamasu's, fuse into Zamasu, and the awesome part is the finisher of the deck isn't even a super rare, which are these Zamasus that bring out the extra card that literally gets you the game. And this Zamasu deck is extremely budget to build, especially since one of the boss cards, this Goku Black, isn't even expensive. I think the Zamasu deck is extremely budget and extremely like game defying. Like you could literally win a game with just the Zamasu engine. Obviously it does lose to other decks, but that's how every deck is in this game. We got this awesome dual color Gohan and Goten Kamehameha Wave deck, or just a Son Gohan adult. If you guys are Son Gohan fans, I definitely recommend this deck right here. It's a dual color deck. It runs the Son Gohan and Goten and Goku Kamehameha Wave super rare. That's literally $1 or $2. Extremely budget. It's a triple strike. It runs Alliance, and since your leader is able to deal damage on its own with its activate main, oh my god, you're gonna be destroying your opponent literally by just activating the ability. And then you're gonna want to bring out the super rare, which is literally a couple, I think it's not even $1, maybe $1 or $2, that brings out the big boss card. And honestly, this is a lot of pressure. Do not underestimate this deck. The familial bond, literally just the OG dual color deck, is extremely powerful and super budget. Like, it's super cheap. I think this deck probably costs like $30 to build total with all the SRs and everything. If you want to make it expensive, obviously get some more expensive cards. I want to talk about this Ssb Vegito Deck 2 Energy Eruption. This deck right here is one of the older decks, and it does some damage, guys. It does some damage. What does this guy do? Well, he's able to bring out a Goku and Vegeta onto the field when you have a certain amount of energies, and then you're able to fuse and then awaken into Vegito, and then you are gonna be playing out Vegeta's, right? Dual color cards in here. The boss card, which doesn't cost that much, which is this Ssb Vegito. Extremely budget. I think this super rare costs like maybe $4, $3 maybe max. Not too expensive, and the super rare trunks is very budget as well, which is able to give you an extra energy and destroy your opponent. You can run some budget negates in here like Flying Nimbus, and of course all the Goku and Vegeta common cards that allow you to fuse into Vegito. This deck is one that you definitely could build if you want to start off in Dragon Ball Super card game and want to be in a budget. Then we got Kefla over here. This one is the dual color deck. The deck is extremely cheap now, and it's one of the most powerful ones since it does run Khalifa and Kale. And the Khalifa and Kale package is pretty darn pricey, but not as expensive as any other deck. And the price of these cards have dropped dramatically. These were one of the most expensive cards in the game at one point, and now the deck is extremely budget. You know, you could run this super rare Champa and Vados that allows you to combo all the universe members for free, and you're going to be able to bring out the Kale to spam out the field and swarm the field with your Universe 11 members and rest their cards and double strike them in the face. This is an amazing leader, and since it's Surge, you're going to be running blue and yellow. Awesome leader. Definitely try it out. Kefla is extremely budget, and it's a fan favorite as well. And last but not least, one of my favorite decks that's actually not too expensive to build is this Ssb Gogeta. Now, this version of the deck is extremely budget because I'm not running any of the new Gogetas. I'm running the old package. You could also run the old package of this Gogeta deck, and it does really darn good. This guy attacks, takes a life, picks up 7, and you're able to get yourself 1 cost extra cards to bring out Goku and Vegeta to fuse into this Gogeta. This Gogeta is actually a little bit pricey, but you're not going to be dropping more than $50 on this deck if you build it with most of the common cards. Get some finishers in here, splash it in there like this Ssb Gogeta. Doesn't cost too much. It's a triple striker, dual attacker, extremely powerful. Run some cheap negates like After Image. You don't have to drop crazy amount of money. Run the extra card, and you're going to be having all the components to fuse into Veku and Gogeta. And like I said, you could get budget super combos like this Nappa, and instead of dropping money on the Raditz, you don't have to drop it on this one. This card right here is the best super combo, extremely expensive, but you don't even have to run it in this deck, and this deck is extremely cheap. So these are 10 decks you could build. There's many more decks that you could also build in Dragon Ball Super card game without breaking the bank. You're the one that decides how much you want to drop on all of this. But these are 10 decks you can build. Hopefully you like this video. Hit that like button, subscribe, and like we always say, y'all stay super.
We stay super. Super players at night.
He wanna be a super player for life. He love to say that I'm gonna be his wife. We stay super from head to toe. Pull up to the scene.